No.
Hold on 1 second. So I'll just listen and, but I wanted to actually take the time to thank you. And this has been very nice for you to take a Sunday afternoon of your time and do this for us. And I'm gonna start actually incorporating your products, as you know, and selling them and teaching. I'm going to try to teach now. I wanted to ask you this. Can I teach your lotion that you have in your book? Is there a problem with that? Is there,
I don't have a
call
problem
that, where
with
I can't do
that.
that? Is it
I don't have a
okay?
problem
Because
with that.
I made it. It's beautiful. Okay, because I've been asked to do it, and I'm like, well, I got to have permission first.
Well, thank
So
you for
I will
asking,
do that
and I
then, and I will
appreciate
definitely
it.
let them.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jan. Very good. Believe me, you'll be mentioned. So thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
talk. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'll see you.
I can.
Okay, who is it who's
I'll
wanting
be
information? I thought today we'd be talking mainly about shampoos and conditioners. And I know, I can't remember who it was who asked now for that. But I'm open to anything else as well. So first of all, I was thinking, hi everyone. Hi Nada. Hi Nada. I can't hear you. I think your sound is off. Okay, let me ask to unmute you here. Yeah, okay, your sound is on. Everyone's joining in now, so just give people a chance to join in.
Hi, Jan.
Hi.
Hi.
Serene, before we go any further, can I have a private conversation with you this week to go over all the things that I need to do for the talk?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I'll contact you by email afterwards so I can get it all organized and.
Okay, so are you set for this 4th?
I thought you put it down for the 3rd, but the 4th is okay.
For the 3rd. Okay, so we'll chat about it because we didn't fill up that form.
Oh, I know.
We'll chat about it. Yeah. So without that, okay, we'll chat later.
Okay, perfect. Then we'll organize all that. Okay, hi everyone. First of all, before we start, anybody got any specific questions?
Just the ones that I had about the shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, what questions were they exactly? Because I just got in general, I just got myself down for general talk about shampoos and conditioner.
Oh, well, that's fine. I guess I just like to know how to make my own. That's all.
Oh, okay, that's simple enough. First of all, I do have the information into my baby boomers book, and that's the basic information. I can read out the information here as well, of course, and it is available as an ebook as well.
I think I have that.
So talking about shampoos, so first of all, why would you want to make your own shampoo for a start? Anybody want to answer that? No?
The chemicals.
Yeah. Yeah, the chemicals, the perfume, the sodium lauryl sulfate, and so on. And unfortunately, I've been looking into these bar shampoos, and even those I've got a box here, and this is a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner bar. And I thought, oh, this is good. But when I looked into it, again, it has sodium lauryl sulfate in and perfume in it. So what they're doing, the idea is good. It's not plastic, of course, but it still has a lot of chemicals involved. And of course, you can make shampoo bar soaps as well. But what we're looking at is something that most people will use is liquid shampoo. So when I started out making shampoo, there wasn't much choice at the time. There was betaine, which is made from beets, which was the most natural you need a surfactant, basically something that makes soap. And then I found, then there was something that it's called Dexyl polyglucose, which is basically made from the sugars and the oils of coconut oil. And actually some people use, and some of them use palm oil as well, but they also use the sugars from, from beets and palm oil. And the reason why I called it corn, that's it, sugars, the glucose from corn. So that's the cornucopia here. So it's made from the sugars from corn and the oil from either coconut oil or palm oil. So I nicknamed it cornucopia for that reason. And it's basically a surfactant, so it makes froth, it makes the bubbles. And that is really what you need in a liquid shampoo. Now you can make it from bar soap. And that was my first foray into making liquid soap. So I would make a regular bar soap up from, you know, the lye and the coconut oil. And then I would melt it down into water. And then it would make a type of soap. It would make a liquid soap. It did work. The only problem is you had to then rinse out your hair in vinegar afterwards to pH balance your hair, because it was very drying, that sort of soap. Has anyone tried to do that at all? Nadia, I still can't hear you. Still, everything is muted here. Yeah. Yeah, so I basically let go of that idea because it wasn't basically sellable. It looked like a lot of lumps in the soap when it melted down, and it wasn't really something that people would buy off the shelf. I have since found that I was able to make my own from a bar soap that is just purely made from olive oil and lye and water. And that melts down easily into water and makes basically the Castile soap, liquid soap. So that can be used, and that's using pure olive oil soap. And I do have recipes for, I have a soap making book that I wrote years ago that I have still got to put out as an ebook. And that has that recipe in it. So that's another option that people can use if they want to use something from the raw material like olive oil and so on. For making a shampoo, I'm just going to literally read from the Baby Boomers book. Basically, what you're looking at is about half the amount of your surfactant, whatever the surfactant is, and so Dexyl glucose is one of the surfactants you can buy that is completely natural. And you would use basically 50% of this to water. So if you put in a liter of water, distilled water, or a combination, if you want to use floral water like lavender water, hydrosol, or rose hydrosol as part of your water component, that can be done. And then you would then literally add 500 ml. So you've got 1 liter, so it's 2/3 water, 1/3 surfactant. And that is about the proper correction to make a liquid shampoo. And it makes a really nice shampoo, nice and foamy. Now, the rest that you add is all basically extras. So to thicken it, you can use a gum. So I use a xanthan gum. It's a xanthan gum. Now, there's different types of xanthan gums on the market. There's the ones that you can buy in the health food store, but it doesn't blend very well. It's too thick. So what I have here is a fine mesh xanthan gum. And there's a lot of, if you go to, I don't have them in stock, this one, but if you go to different companies, there is different products that is basically xanthan gum or gums to thicken, that is very fine meshed and will make the soap look very, very clear. So the xanthan gum that you might get from Whole Foods or whatever, it will be too thick and clotty in the shampoo and won't look very nice for retail. So that's an option there for you. So you do want a thickener. Now, if you want a body wash, you don't need the thickener, you don't need the xanthan gum. Now, I've just got an example here of a couple of products that I developed for a company in the UK. This is a dog shampoo. It works very well actually on humans as well. So this is a product I developed. They sent me the end product when it was all finished, just to give you an idea. And what I put in here was also I put oat kernel flour, the colloidal flour, and I also put some aloe in. So you can then add the goodies to your soap. I've got wheat protein in, which is it doesn't smell great, but if you add a little bit of that to your shampoo, it makes it a little bit more gentler in the shampoo for your hair. So it's a great conditioning agent to add to the shampoo. And you would only add a very small amount. I would say a couple of percent, no more than that. And other goodies I've got in here is horsetail extract, which is horsetail, the herb, that's in alcohol. And I put a little bit of that in. It's one of my goodies. And the other thing I love to add is nettle extract. And I do carry all these products, nettle extract. So nettle, the tincture of nettle, basically. So they all have their own properties that will add to your shampoo. And the other thing I like to add is dipanthenol as well, but not too much. It makes the shampoo a little bit too sticky. So you're only talking about... Pardon? Sorry? Somebody said something?
Is any of them that you'd like to smell? Feel free.
Can't hear you. It's too quiet. Let me turn up the volume here a little bit more.
That's dry shampoo for when your hair is greasy. Yes. It's good for a bit of volume.
Yes, so you can add, there's a lot of things that you can add to your shampoo.
All the body butters and the masks and everything over there on that side. Yeah. Yep, they're all floral sprays, but our floral sprays are, instead of being like
Who's
drying
talking
like
there?
toner, they're more hydrating like
You need
moisturizer.
you on your
Put the nectins in it so it draws
I
water.
don't know
to
who
your
it is
skin.
that's talking.
And then we layer it with the oil, and together it just makes like a thick moisturizer. Because that's all moisturizers are made out of, is oil and water. But then a wax to keep them
I'm
both
just trying to
together.
mute them. It's
Don't have
whoever
really
it
too
is.
much for your skin, so we break it down so we don't need the preservatives then. Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, that smells really good. Yeah, that one's on sale for 20, regular 30. It'll
Okay.
last a nice bit.
I think I got it. No, I didn't.
August.
Just a minute. I'm trying to find the person who is.
Yeah, I'll keep it in the fridge.
There we go. Okay. Phew. So we have, and then of course you add your essential oils as well. So you're looking about, so in say a 1500 ml of shampoo, I'm talking about 5 drops of nettle extract, about 5 drops of horsetail, a teaspoon of wheat protein, and of your drops, I would say around 30 drops of essential approximately. So it's not that high a quantity to get a product for this. And then of course I would suggest you put some sort of preservative in as well. In here, I think we put, yeah, no, they haven't got it down here. I don't even know if they put a preservative in here actually in the end. It does last a very long time anyways. So there is it's very, very simple to make. The shampoo is just finding the right ingredients to make it work, to make it look good and work well. When I made for a company, Lavender Farm. Okay, when I made for Lavender Farm, you have something to say, Nada? I can't hear you, Nada. I'm here. Still no noise. I got no noise from you. Okay, Serene, can you talk? See if the volume's
I
working.
can,
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, okay, so something's on
I
your
can.
volume there, Nada.
And yeah, there
Yeah.
was a lot of background noise before when the other lady was speaking.
Yes,
So maybe we should keep our mics off until we need to talk.
yes, yeah, okay. So,
I missed quite a bit of what you were saying there when that other lady was talking, actually, when you were talking about the dog shampoo. It
okay,
was
yeah,
really hard to decipher.
yes, yeah. Well, the dog shampoo, I was commissioned to design a dog shampoo for and a few other products for a company in the UK. And of course, they wanted everything natural. So it's basically based on the recipe that I was talking about that's in my Baby Boomers book with a
Okay.
lot of goodies added. And
Okay.
they specifically wanted aloe vera in their product. And I just suggested that they put oat in as well. So mixing up the oat, colloidal oat into the shampoo. And also they wanted neem. There's neem and jojoba in here as well. So there's a lot of goodies in this oil, in this shampoo, which is, I find it's even great on my hair, for example. But people will actually pay more for dog shampoo than they will for human shampoo, usually.
And you said there's no preservative in there?
There is actually a preservative. I was having a quick look here. I put in, yeah, it's the basic, the Neopress, which is the basic natural preservative. So any preservative will work in here. I always used to use grapefruit seed extract personally in my shampoo, and that worked fine. It lasted a long time. They've got benzoin in here, which also acts like a bit of a preservative as well. And also in here there is ylang ylang, sweet orange, lavender, and then there's benzoin. So that's the scents that are in this shampoo here. But it's based, the basic shampoo premise is exactly the same, approximately 1 liter of water to 500 ml of the dexyl glucose with all the goodies. And then I was talking as well about with the shampoo, you don't need to put a thickener in if you want to make like a wash. So for example, the same company, I made an ear cleaner using dexyl glucose and water as well, but there is no thickener in this one.
So can you products from your website?
Yes, yeah. So this is dexyl glucose, glycerin, and basically a lot of essential oils. Nothing more than that. Yeah, the preservatives is phenoxyethanol, which is the Neopress that I sell. And they found this worked really well as an ear cleaner for the dogs, of course. So there's many ways you can use a shampoo. So you can make the wash, you can make the shampoo. And I said, what you need to look at, I'm just going to go over it again, is the problem it can be with a thickener is that you want it to be a fine meshed thickener. So it really, and I usually, what I would do is when I make my batch and I usually put my thickener in with the water first, let it really go right through the water, become like a gel. Then I add my dexyl glucose, because you can't use something to whip it up afterwards because it just makes foam. So then I heat it a little bit, and then I mix in the dexyl glucose into the thickener and water. Let it blend again really well until it's even throughout the blend. And that's when I add all my goodies, like my wheat protein, my herbal extracts, my oils, if I want to add a little bit of oil, not too much oil. You're talking about a teaspoon, a tablespoon maximum of a carrier oil if you're going to add jojoba or neem. You don't want too much, you don't want the shampoo to be too oily, but a little oil is good. But it depends, because you can also clean with oil as well. So I haven't played too much with that, but you can make quite a successful shampoo. And of course you can use, as well as distilled water, you can also use hydrosols as well as part of the water component to add more to your shampoo to make it more effective for hair care. So that is basic. It's very, very simple to make shampoo. Now, some people don't like a shampoo that's not colored. And that's what I had when I had my, when I was making for a lavender farm, a load of shampoo. So I started adding colorants, and I did make a mistake if you want to add colors. Ultramarine blue was the first thing I tried. I added a little bit of ultramarine blue to my shampoo, and I made up like about a few hundred bottles of shampoo. This is one of my errors I made once. And we put them in the basement in Toronto and let them sit there. And then my son came running up the stairs one day and said the bottles were exploding. And the ultramarine blue actually reacts with something in the shampoo and causes it to have a strong sulfur smell. So that's to be careful with colorants, to make sure you do a test run before you go and make hundreds and hundreds of bottles of something. Now, what I did find was the blue.
Jan?
Yeah. Yes. Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you would continue to talk.
Okay.
Hi, Jan, it's Chrissy. I'm out to the barn. I have a question. This is very interesting. My animals can wait a few minutes. I do have a question on the shampoo because I'm going to make it, and I have made the bars before, and they were very dry. But I
Yeah.
was wondering, because I have thinning hair, and think that your horsetail extract, or you said actually a tincture, which would have alcohol in it, but wouldn't that help with losing hair because it's silica, correct?
Yeah, it's well, frankly, you really should be taking silica internally as well. And that
Where do I get that?
you get
But where?
you get a
Where do I get that? Do I just take the herb?
you can get liquid silica. It's very cheap anywhere you go, to Whole Foods or wherever, any health food store, and drink the liquid silica according to the directions. It's about the quickest way to get the silica into
Okay.
your body.
I will look.
But you also
Okay, thank you. Okay.
adding horsetail to your product will also help as well. You know, any which way you can get. There's a lot of silica naturally in our bodies, and most of the time we are lacking some silica in our bodies. So
I have the baby.
Sorry.
I have your. I'm sorry. I have the baby boomer book in front of me, and I'm looking at balancing shampoo. Is that the one that you would
Yes.
kind of let? Should that be my Bible, the balancing one? You got several of them out here.
I would say
I'm thinking the
balancing.
balancing shampoo would be a good one. Yep. Okay. Thank you. I do love this book too. All right. I wrote a lot of notes down. I think I got everything. Will you definitely do a replay on this in case I miss something or I can't write down while I'm outside?
Yeah, I will actually. I've still got to
Are you having
the other recording up too, because I keep all the recordings, and I'm going to put it on YouTube and then send you all links and everything.
Okay.
One thing about
Okay.
balancing
All
shampoo
right. Great.
that is great for thinning hair is the addition of rosemary. Rosemary essential oil really helps with thinning hair. And in my,
Okay. I'll write it down.
I'm just looking here. No, it's in the other. In my Creamy Craft book, I've got a hair tonic that I wrote down, and that works really, really well.
I got that one too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull that one out. I got that book too. Good.
So if you
Good.
if you make a spray with that hair tonic, I originally did that for somebody who's starting with chemotherapy, and she wanted to use something that would help to stop her hair falling out. And she sprayed it in her hair, like everywhere, twice a day, and massaged her scalp. And she left it in, didn't wash it out. She sprayed in the morning, sprayed at the nighttime. She didn't lose any hair during the chemotherapy. I know there's different types of chemotherapy, mind you.
Oh my gosh.
And because she didn't do
Wow.
any coloring, she saw the gray that was coming through the her gray hair was really came out to a beautiful shade of gray, like beautiful. And I attribute that really to the rosemary.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
I would-
Excellent. Thank you.
that would be more important as a treatment rather than in your shampoo, because shampoo is only on and off. It's only cleaning your hair, really. You're not going to get that much benefit from
How
adding.
often,
Sorry, Christine?
how often your hair?
How often do you shampoo?
Once every 3 or 4 days? Yeah, how often should a woman shampoo their hair? Is it necessary to shampoo every day?
No, no. I shampoo every 3 or 4 days.
Me too. Very good.
And I use my own
Thank
shampoo
you.
bar, basically,
How,
which is basically got a lot of castor.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
So Jan, I have a question about Castile.
Excellent. Thank you.
I use Castile in a pump foam bottle,
Mhm.
half and half diluted with water.
Yes.
Would that be a good solution to put directly on hair?
Yeah, Castile soap is basically just olive oil, water, and lye. That's not lye anymore because it's changed format. So it's probably one of the gentlest types of soap, the purest soap you can possibly get. As I said, I made my own.
Right.
I used to make a lot of olive oil bar soap that was just made from 3 ingredients and sell it as a facial, basically facial cleansing bar. And it works. It doesn't lather up that great, but it does work for cleaning.
Okay, thank you.
The only problem with using shampoo bars is it is very alkaline, and your hair, you need to have it slightly acid. So you need to counter effect. What will happen is your hair can be very brittle afterwards. So you need to put something on afterwards on your hair that's going to pH balance and close up your follicles on your hair shaft. So this is where you need a conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at conditioners very quickly now.
Jan, I'm sorry. Can you just repeat what you said, the 3 ingredients in Castile soap?
It's just olive oil, water, and lye, sodium hydroxide.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's the true Castile soap. That was the original. I don't know what they're doing with it now, but that was the original. And when I would make up the Castile bar soap, and then afterwards I would melt it down in water until it completely dissolved, and it would go completely colorless and completely dissolve. And I would use that for cleaning. In fact, I used it for cleaning practically everything, including my floors and everything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And the reason why was I always had so much excess soap from doing, because I would do a soap class at least once a month, sometimes twice a month in my school. So I always ended up with excess soap. So I always had a lot left over of this soap because I always made the olive oil soap in class. So I ended up never buying any cleaning products because I always had my own cleaning supply.
And this recipe is in the Creamy Craft book?
No, the olive oil soap is the use of lye, sodium hydroxide, which is an extremely corrosive product. So you have to treat it in a certain way. I am bringing out which I wrote years ago, a natural soap book, along with an advanced soap book for making soap cakes. And I will be doing that I'll be putting that out as an ebook with my new website that'll be coming out in June. Finally, I've redone my whole Aroma Shop website, and it's going to be launched then, because it's going to be an interactive website. It's going to have much more of a where people can download things immediately and stuff like that. So it's going to be it's a lot of fun to do, but that's why I've been so busy recently, because I've been just working. I'm doing it myself on WordPress, so it's a long process.
Okay, I look forward to that.
And I have one question about the alkaline acidic balance. So you said that Castile is fantastic for hair, but we must condition afterwards.
Mhm.
So would baking soda added in the soap make it acidic, or could
Alkali.
we add something else in the soap itself to
Well,
lessen the harmful
I suggest
alkali?
adding to any shampoo citric acid.
Citric acid.
Yeah, to pH balance it. But you might find that it still makes your hair very, very dry afterwards. So
Uh-huh.
play
Okay.
with it.
Okay.
Now I do have a very simple, it's such an easy recipe using a hair conditioner wax. And it's specific wax for hair. And what all you do is much easier than doing a normal cream or lotion. You literally heat water. So let's say 100 ml of water, distilled water. You add a teaspoon of the emulsifier directly to the hot water, melt it in there, add a little bit of preservative, grapefruit seed extract, Geogard, whatever you preservative you want to use. And once it's cooled, it's ready to go. You can just add some essential oils. And that immediately works on detangling hair. So, you know, some people might be okay with the shampoo as is and don't need anything extra. But if you've got thick hair or you've got really tangly hair, you will need to use some sort of a conditioner afterwards. Me, I've got very thin hair, so all I do, I use a little bit just at my ends. That's all I do. For yourself, Roxanne, you're going to have to use definitely a conditioner of some sort. So it also, a conditioner, theoretically, it closes the
Pores.
the
Follicles, yeah.
as well, yes, and it makes it a little bit more shiny. So again, with the basic, you can do the basic conditioner, and then you can then start adding goodies to it if you wish. Once you've got your main working recipe, just using 3 ingredients, you're not wasting product until you've got your end result. Then you can start saying, okay, now let's add a little bit of a jojoba to the conditioner. Add a bit of shea butter to the conditioner. Shea butter is really great on the hair, but not pure, but as a part of vitamin E. You could add your horsetail extract to it as well. There's depanthenol, essential oils. So there's a lot of things you can add to your conditioner once you've got your base. The same with the shampoo. I would start with 100 ml of shampoo, like making 100 ml of water, 50 gram of dexyl glucose, and just use that and just add like a few drop, like a quarter teaspoon of xanthan gum, and try different xanthan gums until you find the one that works really well in mixing throughout your shampoo.
So the dexyl glucose that you say on your website, is that what you're calling the cornucopia?
Cornucopia, yeah. So it's this stuff here, cornucopia. And you'll see underneath it says dexyl glucose. It says in the inky names. That's what you got to look for, is always the inky names, because everyone's got common names and then you've got the inky names. That is about the best one. It came out in the mid 1996. And that's when I found out about it. It just literally been launched when I found out about it. And I thought that's a great alternative to betaine. And of course, a complete different, people had already started changing from sodium lauryl sulfate to using betaine and a combination of. But people at that time, companies at that time were not using this stuff, but now a lot more companies are using dexyl glucose now because it works beautiful. It's more expensive to produce, which is why companies don't, cheap shampoo won't contain it, basically. But there's a lot you can, once you've got your initial formula that works, and as I said, just start with the basics. Don't start with too many products and making like I used to do. Start with something small, see what works on your hair, because obviously you want it to look good on you first. Then you can start trying it on other people. And then you can start saying, okay, let's start making it look pretty. Let's start making it smell pretty. So then you can start adding your essential oils that are good for hair care, also good for mental health, emotional health as well, possibly. And also, this is when you can also start to add some colorants to as well. So the colorants that work is is the mica colors. They won't go into sulfite. Even the blue colors won't start smelling bad. So, but don't put the pure oxides. A lot of people use the oxides in soap, but don't use ultramarine blue or any marine ultramarines in soap, because it will just turn into sulfuric acid. That's not really a good smell to have in your soap, in your shampoo. So the micas are the micas are safe. I had them tested and that worked well. And of course, it's nice to have purpley soaps. You do have to, if you're adding colors or colorants, powdered colorants, you do have to have it with the xanthan gum in or a thickener in. Otherwise, if you just have the plain, like the ear cleaner, which is just basically dexyl glucose, water, and no thickener in, it's just got a few all the goodies in there, like oils, that the what happens is the particles go to the bottom of the bottle. And so I found this out, of course, and the company I was making for still wanted it, because they said, oh, if we can sell it to kids and do shake up, and the particles, then the color particles go right through the shampoo. So they still liked it. But in a regular shampoo where you've got thickener in, then it'll be fine. The thickener will hold the particles and the colorants in there. Of course, there are liquid dyes that you can get as well. But I've not really dealt with liquid dyes.
Jan, can I ask
Yeah.
you a question?
Of
It's
course.
Susan.
Yeah.
I don't have my picture up because I don't know how to do it today. Just a question about the xanthan gum. You mentioned that there was a difference between the one, like I know in keto cooking, they add xanthan gum to their breads and things like, actually they add it to everything to make it thicker, and but it's not the same as what we use in the cosmetic.
No, the xanthan gum that you buy in the health food store is it's a thicker product. So what happens in your shampoo, it goes into lumps, no matter what you try. I've tried putting it into water first, breaking down the lumps, using a handheld blender and making it nice and clear, then adding the cornucopia to it, and it still ended up lumpy, which was not really very nice looking. It still worked, but it wasn't very nice looking. So what I did find eventually is what they call a fine meshed xanthan gum. And there are tons of products. If you go to any cosmetic company, there are different gums out there that they have different names on them, but they are basically inherently xanthan gum, and they go through the liquid portion, and it comes out beautiful and perfectly clear.
I have both. Like I've ordered the other one from you, so I know that, but I didn't realize there was a difference between the two.
Yeah. No, it's a big difference.
So if I run out of one, don't use them. They're not the same.
Not the same, no. And I did find a product from a company. I did try some samples of from a company, and I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It's Rotherell or something like that. It was basically xanthan gum, but it was a really super one. It was very, very fine meshed, but I'm not recarrying it because I have to order 25 kilograms, and I don't really sell enough of xanthan gum for me to carry it. It's only got a certain amount of shelf life. So unless somebody's ordering like 4 kilograms or a kilogram from me at a time, it's not worth it. So I just have a little bit in, just purely for more teaching purposes than anything else, because I don't really make my own shampoo anymore. And I just use it for experimentation and what have you. So I have little bits in stock, but I don't have a whole ton in stock anymore. But there was an even better xanthan gum than the one I carry. It was more expensive, but it really went beautifully clear throughout the shampoo. It was the best I've ever found. There are, if you go to different companies in Canada, most companies will send out a sample, and then you can try them out and see which one works best for you.
Okay, thank you.
And there must be other, I know there are other gums out there as well that you can use now as well that's natural. There's loads of products coming out every year now that that they're looking at for solutions, because not everyone wants to use xanthan gum either.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So you just need a thickener of some sort.
Thank you.
But for treatment purposes, you know, you've got to remember that, you know, saying you've got this and that and everything in your shampoo is really semantics. I mean, it's nice look on the bottle, but you don't want to be adding too much to it. You want to make it smell good, so you can add a certain amount of essential oil for that reason. But you're not going to get so much benefit from a shampoo in your hair.
I had made some shampoo, and I made some different ones. I added rosemary to some of the shampoo, which and I gave it to my sisters. I have a lot of sisters and grandkids and things. So, but then I did one with chamomile, and they didn't really like the chamomile smell, but they liked the rosemary smell.
Yeah.
It's funny, like nobody wanted, but the shampoo itself was beautiful. It was great for my hair, but I put all the other additives right out of your book.
Okay.
Like I made 2 different ones, and I made the conditioner. You had the one with the seaweed in it there, made all those, and everybody just loved them, but they were not thrilled with the chamomile smell.
Yeah, well, chamomile is basically, some people love it and some people hate it. It's not such a yummy smell. Like rosemary is really,
Really
I
nice.
love the smell, and it does so,
Yeah.
like in the tonic, it's really super for, as I said, for thinning hair. It's also really great for skincare as well. Rosemary is. Chamomile is good more for sensitive skin. So that's where that comes in. But it
didn't stay with you though. Like, I mean, if you, any of them used it, it wasn't like that's what you smelled after, you know, your hair dried or anything. It's just, you know, but it did really make my hair just so, it kind of got its curl back. It was just healthier.
Well, the seaweed, you're using it with the seaweed extract. Well, the seaweed extract was originally formulated for hair care.
Yes, and when I made the with the seaweed, I made the like the gel to style your hair. Yeah. And I loved it because my hair, I have a lot of black and gray, and I found it made my gray, it weighted down the black so it showed up more, or weighted down the white so the black showed up more. So actually people were asking me, did you put a color in your hair? I'm like, no. So it was really nice. Yeah, I really loved it.
Well, that's what happened to my customer in the 80s when she was using for chemotherapy. Her gray color, when she came through after she stopped coloring her hair, was absolutely stunning. That she afterwards just kept on using the spray with rosemary in it. It's rosemary, cedarwood, and juniper berry, basically, but it's the rosemary that did it. Of course, you've got the lingering scent from the rosemary. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's great. It's right on your head as well. And it does do something for gray hair. It really makes it alive. That's the only way I can say.
Yes, yeah, like it looks healthy, really healthy.
Yeah,
I had a lot of comments, like, so it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, the styling gel came by an accident. I happened to have my ultra firming gel on me, and my son and myself were going for a photo shoot before I left Canada. And we were at the photographer's, and he'd forgotten his gel for his hair. And so I said, okay, and there was no gel there. So, and his hair was a bit of a mess. So I just got my ultra firming gel out and did his hair with the gel. My son did it and spiked it up with it, and it worked like a charm. So I thought, well, if we had some different essential oils to that, it would be an expensive proposition really to use the pure gel with essential oils for a styling gel, but it'd be a luxury item basically. But it worked.
What was the gel? I missed it, sorry.
The seaweed gel.
Oh, just the seaweed gel.
Yeah,
Okay.
mixed with essential oils. And
Okay.
I had, as I said, I always take around my ultra firming gel because that's what I use a lot of the time, with cypress in it and lemon and frankincense and clary sage. That's what's in it. And of course, my son used it on his hair and it worked like a charm. It made his hair perfect, worked just like a styling gel. So I thought, okay, this is a luxury styling gel here. That's where that recipe came from. And it's alcohol free, of course, and chemical free. And it's really, really good for the hair. So it repairs the follicles, it repairs the, it repairs any damage done to your hair, or any, even if you damaged it with color or perming as well.
So it will actually close the cuticle on the hair?
Yeah, it closes
Wow.
the cuticle and repairs it.
Interesting.
So could you, Jan, could you use the gel with a little bit of, say, mica to color the hair a little bit?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I was thinking of doing. I wanted to try some like dark blue, like, or just black, like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah, no, the micas are great for that because they don't leave, unlike oxides, even though it's got a little bit of oxide in, they don't leave, if it rained, it wouldn't let black come down onto your face or anything like that. And the gel sticks the mica to your hair.
I love the gel. I just haven't had a chance to get any more, but yes, I loved it when I had it. I went through it really fast.
I had an idea about, oh gosh, about 20 years ago of mixing the gel with the coloring and using it as a temporary coloring agent.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it would just be nice, like if you have like my salt and pepper is going away, but I find if I use the gel, it kind of brings it back a bit because it weights down the white, right? The white hair is what comes up first,
and you
and the black kind of settles. So that's what I was thinking was, oh geez, I bet you if I put black or even like a dark blue, it might be really nice. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to try that and see how that works.
But you don't need to use very much, just a tiny touch. That's all you need, because it seems to get stronger when it hits the water in the gel. So
but
when
you're suggesting that you use only mica, right?
Yeah, the colored mica. Yeah, and you only use a tiny bit. It gets a really strong color once it's added to the gel. So
now, what about the shimmer in the mica? Does it make your hair shine?
Yes.
Or
yeah. It's really nice in a shampoo, but you're literally looking at, in a bottle of this size, you're looking at, say, half a teaspoon maximum.
Oh, okay.
So this is a liter container, so half a teaspoon maximum in half a liter.
Okay.
Of course, you can start with that, and then you can always add more if you want to, but you don't want it to be coming out like you're adding, like it's coloring everything. You just want it to add color to this and add color to your hair, not to.
You don't want to look like one of those ladies who used to add the bluing from the laundry, right?
Yeah. You always add pink mica and do a pink hair color.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so that is the basics. Very simple. It's just a question of playing with those products and reading about the additives that you want to add to your shampoo and your conditioner, and of course treatments as well. So I think this is a good time for any questions, because we have 10 minutes left. No questions? Roxanne, do you have any questions?
I'm in on your website now, just ordering some of the things that we just talked about. So it says euros, but am I on the right site, or should I be on a different one?
No, go keep on that, and you'll see. It should change. You should be able to change it over to Canadian. You can actually go to a button and it will shift over to Canadian at the bottom. You can transfer, so you can see exactly how much it's coming to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If not, at the end, you can see it's usually around 2/3 is Canadian. So if it's $3 Canadian, it's $2 euros.
Yeah, I got it. Changed it.
I'm trying to do that on my new website as well. It's
So is your website in Canadian dollars, not euros?
I've got two websites at the moment. I've got a Canadian, a North American one, and I've got a Euro one. But I'm trying to encourage people to use the Euro one. And when I got my new, but I'm keeping the North American one for now, just because it's easier for people.
But that's in Canadian.
That's in Canadian, yes.
Okay, so that's easy for us.
I used to have 4 websites, and it got
Wow.
too hard to keep. Like I had American, Canadian,
Yes.
a European, and a UK one, and now I've made it into 2. And when I bring out my new website, it will be just one, but I'm going to still keep the Canadian one for about half a year, just to help people along a little bit. But they should be able to change everything over to other
Currencies.
Yeah, currencies, so you can see, and it's just easier for me to keep an eye on because prices have been changing so much recently. Unfortunately, a lot of things have been going up. The raw ingredients have been going up, and they go up every time I order something. So and sometimes they go down again as well. So I'm trying to keep abreast of it, and maintaining too many websites is too much work.
So if I'm on the website that comes up as euros and then I change it to Canadian on the bottom, that's the UK website?
That's the EU website, yes.
Okay.
There's only 2 websites out there now. And the new one, the new website, which I'll be launching with great fanfare once I've worked out all the bugs and everything, hopefully by the end of June. And then I'm hoping to make that the same way. And that's going to take over from the current EU site. It looks similar, but it is different. You'll see a difference because there's interactive videos, there's more chats going on. You can chit chat straight directly to me if I'm online, and things like that. And then I'm going to keep the North American site for a while until I'm encouraging people then to go to the Euro site, and then eventually I'll just keep to that one site.
So if I'm currently using the Euro site, just keep using that. I didn't realize there was a North American site.
Yeah, no, it's you can just click on it. I've tried to I've kind of discouraged its use. You can get into it, but not many people, only the older people, not the older people, my older clients really know about it. But it's all the same pricing. There's no better or worse.
And you'll inform us when the new website is up and running?
Yeah, I'm aiming for the end of June for everything to be completed. And as I said, because I want to make it more with the classroom situation, that people can go into the classrooms easier from there and all that sort of things, and also download ebooks immediately and download information. I can put up new information directly on the website, that sort of thing, anything new that's coming out.
Oh, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, we're hoping.
And when sorry, it's Susan, but when I went into, I was brought to the UK one, and I couldn't use my password. I had to re-register to go into the UK.
Yeah, because it's a different website.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And when the
And
new,
so you want us to use that one rather than the older one there,
it doesn't matter at the moment, but when I have my new EU website, which I will inform you, I'll inform you here, and I'll inform you by email, on the MailChimp. Then I will encourage people to sign in. And of course, you will have to sign in because it's a completely new site. But what I am going to do is I'm going to be doing some special deals. Some of the prices will have gone up, but I am going to do special deals with things like micas and whatever I can to help you along for the first couple of months. Like 40% off the micas, for example, and things like that. And possibly, and I'm going to keep the free shipping over a certain amount as well, anywhere in the world. And Also, what is an advantage that I do have from the Netherlands is this is why the bottles are all in these flat little bottles. They all fit nicely into you've probably received it, some of you, into a box that fits through a letterbox, and I can send it as a letter mail up to 2 kilograms. So I can fit, I've got 250 ml bottles this size. So I can fit a liter into one of these
Oh, that's great.
packages,
Yeah.
and it sends for €9. Ships for €9.
Oh, that's great.
So
Yeah.
my new sizing that I'm doing, I'm actually getting rid of these bottles because they are too brittle and they can crack easily. But the 250 ml bottles are much nicer pliable plastic. So I'm going now to 1 liter, which will be sent in 4. If you only order 1 liter of say cornucopia, then I can put it into 4 times 250 ml plastic bottles and send it for €9 rather than €23. And so you're talking €28, almost €30, $30 Canadian, basically, to send this, as opposed to 14.15 Canadian to send for.
So is that a 1 liter bottle you're holding there?
Yeah, this is a 1 liter bottle.
So is that, it says 1 kg on the site.
Yeah, I sell them as one. I sell them in weight. The cornucopia.
So is that a kg?
This is a kg, 1 kilogram.
All right.
It weighs a little heavier than water, so you'll see that it comes to just below. I always remember, I am generous with my filling up though, so I'm usually a little bit more than 1 kg in here. But this is 1 kg, but if you just ordered, say, 1 bottle, then it would be sent in 4 times 250 ml.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And that's what I'll be putting on the new website. I've gone to 1 kilogram, 9 kilograms, because it goes under 10 kilogram weight. 4 kilograms, so I can send it into under the 5 kilogram. And then 1 kilogram weight, and then I'm going straight to 250, which works out better, cheaper than doing 2 times 500. And then I'm doing sample size. So I'm going to cut away with some, unless it's an expensive product, I'm going to cut away with 100-gram size or 100 ml sizes.
So it says vegetable glycerin in some recipes, but I can't seem to find that on the site.
I don't sell it because it's so easy to find it. You can find it at shoppers
And
in supermarkets. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm trying to carry, you know, there's some stuff there's no point me carrying and selling, especially to Canada or anything like that.
Okay.
Most of my products go out of the country, go out of the Netherlands, so they all go by air somewhere. Yeah, no, vegetable glycerin is easy to pick up. So
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I do like to add glycerin to my products. That's one of the products I didn't mention, but I do add that to my shampoos. So there's going to be, the site's going to look similar, but you'll see a definite difference, and you'll see more interactive videos and more interactions, and also I'll probably even be able to come live on air and that sort of thing. I've got to figure that all out, but and the changes will be in the difference to cut down on costing of sending. I'm trying to figure out a way that would be the easiest and cheapest way for people to receive goodies, which is why I'm going to the 250 ml sizes. And also, again, I've even changed my packaging now where I can't do everything, but things like into recyclable things like this. This is plastic free, for example. Trying to do that as much as possible as well. Anyway, you'll get all that information later on. So any other questions?
No, thank you, Jan, very much. It's been very interesting.
Okay, well, I'll be in touch with
Thank you.
next month, and probably the middle of the month.